100% responsibility is when you always, in all cases, consider yourself the main source of what has happened and will happen. She is 100% responsible from top to bottom, but you always need to imagine such a pyramid down. That is, there is a culprit here, but there is even deeper. This is the point. There I am in the deepest level, it's still me the outcome of all this. Why we won, we usually don't ask the question. Well, why did it happen? Why the victory? But why the defeat? Of course, we ask the question, why defeat? Why didn't it work out? Because, well, there's time for that.
And you let others point fingers at you and say you're good for nothing. And it was difficult. You started looking for the culprits in this and found my shadow. If you know what you're worth, go and take your own, but be ready to hold punches, and not cry and say I didn't achieve anything because of him, and for her, and for someone. That's what cowards do, and you're not a coward. It can't be.
Defeat is always a consequence. Well, victory and defeat are consequences, and the reason is always me. That is, here I am, the reason. Let's say we take defeat, this is a consequence. And then there, on the way between me and the defeat itself, there is also someone who played badly in my team, let me down there and so on. But I chose the team. I chose. That is, there is a right to choose a team, a job, a profession, a city, a country in which you live. If something doesn't suit me in my life, then I need to make other choices in a different way. If I keep doing what I've been doing, it's only going to get worse.
I don't care who says what. Everyone decides for himself, right?
It's your wounded ego. What and to whom are you trying to prove, Dad?
Trying to prove it. You know, I haven't been bothered by who thinks what for a long time. You have to decide for yourself.
Responsibility is what to do. You see, we get into some kind of situation all the time and the question is what to do. What to do, understand, and then take and do in Russia.
Rocky, look at me. It matters what you think. If there is something you want, if there is something you dream about, then achieve it. The fighters are fighting.
Personal development, it begins and ends with responsibility, when you take responsibility more and more. But there are two options, either you're mad at others, or you're mad at yourself. Very simple. Responsibility is an indicator of a person's desire to grow. If a person wants to grow, he feels deeply inside himself, he understands that the main thing in growth is taking responsibility or not taking it. If you don't accept it, you don't grow. If you accept it, you start growing. The faster you take full, 100% responsibility seriously, in earnest, the faster you grow. And now further, even deeper. And why is one growing fast, the other is not growing? Because the one who is growing, he has some real goal and he understands that he wants to achieve it so much, but in order to achieve it, he understands that you need to grow fast, otherwise you will not have time to achieve it in your life. That is, there is a huge desire, there is then in order to have time to reach there, you need to grow quickly, and in order to grow, you need to take responsibility.
If a person wants to fight for something, wants to get his own way, who has the right to stop him? A person decides for himself which way to turn. Everyone's right to be exactly who they want to be.
The law of absolute responsibility is very associated with risk. That is, there can be no responsibility if there is no authority to take the risk on yourself.
It doesn't matter at all how you hit. But it matters what kind of punch you hold, how you move forward. If you go, go. If you don't turn off with fight. That's the only way to win.
If you want someone to be responsible, the first thing is that I have to give him a plot for which he is responsible. Second, I have to let him take the risk. That is, to take a risk is to make a decision that he wants to make. Only then can he be absolutely responsible. You need to take strong people, draw a plot, then clearly here is his plot and give him the authority to make decisions, not scold for mistakes, praise for excellent decision and train him to make a decision better and better. But he makes the decision, not you, by no means. If you make a decision, that's it. He doesn't have 100% responsibility. It turns out you have it, but you can't. There is also such a law, you cannot embrace the immensity. You can't be responsible for everything. This measure will be this. If you already have a large structure, then you should have a lot of people. Everyone has their own site and he makes a decision there. You have to give him a decision-making scheme, rules. And what is better, what is the ideal decision-making system? This is a system where you look at the result, analyze deeply, make decisions, develop business intelligence so that the better your intelligence, the more you start to see what you saw before. Business intelligence. You look at the numbers and you start to see.